students. Yes, my name is Hina. I am from Orchid International School. Today we are going to discuss about the social studies answer key of CBSE board exam which was held on 25th of Feb 2025. It will be helpful for all the students, those who have completed the exam this year. They can calculate the number of marks they are getting, and even it is helpful for upcoming students who are going to write the CBSE board exam for 2026. Let us go through the review one by one all the question answers, and we will discuss the correct answer related to the question. Yes, now in section A, we have MCQs, multiple choice questions. The question number 1, you can see on the board, it is two statements are given below, they are assertion and reason. R is for reason, A is for assertion. As you know students, read both the statements carefully and choose the correct option. Yes, when after reading this both the assertion and reason, you will go on choosing the correct option. What will the correct option? See here, B will be the right option. Why? Because A and B are right, both the things are right, but it doesn't have any connectivity with the assertion and reason. Yes. Next question you can see, choose the correct option related to the regional political parties of India. As you are aware students, there are many regional political parties across India in different states. Now, depending on that, the correct answer will be in all these four options. Telugu Desam Party, the symbol is cycle, and it belongs to the state Andhra Pradesh. Next, we will go to the third question. What is the third question students? Choose the correct option related to the union list. You are aware of union list, right? State list and union list. Union is always called as the central government list also. Why? Because whatever the departments comes under the control of union government, they are called as union list. Now, among these four options, we can choose the answer D, that is currency. You know, currency notes, coins printing and all comes under union government. Communication, you know, information technology, broadcasting and all comes under the union government. Then the defense, army, navy and air force comes under the union government. Clear about it? Let us go to the next question. Read the following statements regarding the creation of states based on language in India. Choose the correct options. We all belong to different states. We know the history of the states, when it was formed, how it was formed, on what particular region or regional language it was formed. Now, these two statements you can read carefully, and after that, when you come across the options, the C option is the right one. Only 1, 2 and 4 are correct. What are 1, 2 and 4? Let us go. Formation of states based on languages. Yes, you know, you can see Tamil Nadu, Tamil language, Karnataka, Kannada language, Gujarat, Gujarati language. Then made the country more united and stronger. Then formation of states based on language made administration easier. You know, India is a combination of 28 states together, but maintaining such a big country is a difficult task. Then we have divided it in different states. Then formation of states based on language led to the development of Indian languages. That is also maybe the correct, because that particular area will improve in that particular regional language more and more. Students, let us go to the question number 5. How is democracy better than other forms of government? Choose the most appropriate option. You know about democracy, right? Democracy is for the people, of the people, by the people. You know about that. We vote for our representatives. Now, see, the option A is the right because it enhances the dignity of individuals. I am going to vote for my country, I feel dignified. Next question is, Belgium took some measures to solve its problem. Read the following measures and choose the correct option. It's a European country, Belgium. So what are the measures they have taken to solve the problems? Let us go all the options. In that, we are choosing option B. Only 1, 3 and 4 are correct. Why? When you go through the 1, 3 and 4, you understand that we are not choosing the second one because following majoritarian policy, it was not by the majority. It was on these 3 factors it has solved its problems. Next, which state of India has the maximum area under permanent forest? What is permanent forest? That forest has the large quantity of trees which are fixed from many long years. For example, Haryana, Himachal, Punjab and Madhya Pradesh. You should be aware, I think you have done good in the exam, you have written Madhya Pradesh as the largest forest area in the India. Next question is, read the characteristics given in the box. Identify the type of coal from options given below. You are aware about the types of coal. Now let us go through the options. So low grade brown coal, the principal results are in Neyveli in Tamil Nadu. It is soft with high moisture content. Now option A, pit coal, anthracite coal, lignite coal, bituminous coal. But the correct answer will be lignite coal. Which among the following crop is known as golden fiber? Not cotton, it is white in color. Not wool also, it may be of different colors. Jute, you can see always it is in golden color. So with the common sense also you can do it as a jute. Now let us go to the next question. Choose the correctly matched pair. Just go through the questions here. Gandhi Sagar, Chambal, Hirakud, Godavari, Nagarjun Sagar, Kaveri, Salal, that is bees. So these river projects or dams are constructed on different rivers. But we have the correct option, Gandhi Sagar or Chambal River. Chambal River. Now next question is, Rama is a farmer. She needs a loan for agriculture work. Most of the farmers, they go for loans. Why? They require for seeds or for organic matter what they use or for the fertilizers. Now, why she is going for the loan and from where she can get the loan? It may be bank, trader, self-help group or government. But we are choosing only 1, 3 and 4 as the right answer. Because as in the last question you saw, trader will not help as a funding person for the agriculture farmers. Now, per capita income is criterion for development of which one of the following? Now tell me, per capita income means what? See, is the criteria for the development of the following. It is UNDP, World Health Organization, World Trade Organization, World Bank. But we were taking only United Nations Development Program because they calculate the per capita income of all the countries in the world. Now look at this question number 13. Read the following statements for stimulating the process of globalization and choose the correct option. Students, you are aware about globalization, right? Now go on these are the options. If we choose which is the right one, C1 is the right. 1, 3 and 4 are the correct. What is 1 here? Government reduces trade barriers. 3 is government reduces import and export taxes. And 4th one is government removes the restrictions on foreign investment. These are the 3 things what we are stimulating for the process of globalization. Question number 14 shows us which of the following provisions have been made under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, NREGA. You all are aware about it. NREGA 2005. It is a government ensures 100 days of employment for all the residents. It may be a rural area, it may be urban area. Now, let us choose the answer as the A because A is the right answer where we have 100 days of employment guarantee for all the unemployed people of India. Question number 15 is 2 statements are given below. They are assertion and reason. Again, we go with the assertion. Rupees is accepted as medium of exchange in India. Students, yes or no? Rupees accepted or not? Yes. We know every day we do the transactions with the help of rupee. but the reason is the World Bank legalizes the use of rupee as a medium of payment in India. No, it is not World Bank, it is Reserve Bank of India. So the option A is the right answer. A is correct, option C is the right answer. A is correct, but the reason is incorrect. It is not World Bank, it is Reserve Bank of India. Now we have 16th. Find the odd one out. Which is the odd one in this? Let us go one by one. Hindustan Computers Limited, Hindustan Unilever, Bharti Airtel Limited, Indian Postal Services. The odd one will be Postal Services because it is purely government managed organization. All others are semi-government or private sectors. Students, let us go with the question number 17, where we have column 1 and column 2. We have to match both the columns, and which will be the correct option we have to choose. Now, in all these 4 options, we have chosen the answer as the C. Why? I will explain this. A go to 2, means A is Bengal Gazette, it goes to James August Hickey. Then in option C, B goes to 4th one. B is Kesari, it goes to Bal Gangadhar Tilak. You are aware of that Kesari was the newspaper started by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Then C is the 1, means Ramacharitra Manasa. It was written by Tulsidas. Very common question and common answer also. Tulsidas has written the Ramayana or Ramacharitra Manasa. Then Samvad Comedy was by Ram Mohan Roy. Okay, students, look question number 18. Arrange the following historical events in chronological order and choose the correct option. You know what is chronological order? Depending on the date of events, we have to arrange it. See, second round table conference, Simon Commission arrives in India, beginning of Dandi and Chaura Chauri. Now, which is the right answer? C. In the C, 4th is the event which was first happened in India, that is incident of Chaura Chauri. Then 2, after 4th one, second one is the right answer, that is Simon Commission arrives in India. You remember Simon Go Back event? Then after that we have first option, second round table conference, and last is the event happened in the Indian history, that is beginning of Dandi March by Mahatma Gandhi ji. Okay, question number 19. In the 17th century, the city El Dorado in South America became famous as which of the following? You people are aware about it? This city was popular as City of Gold. The correct option is City of Gold. Question number 20 is, arrange the following regions of Italy in the order of their inclusion in the unified Italy and choose the correct option. Students, you know how Italy was unified? How different states came together? Now we have here the options. The right answer is D, second one, first one and third one. Savoy, Sardinia, then Venetia, then the third one is Sicilies. Option number 20, next question number 21 is in the section B. Now we have to elaborate the answer. It is for 2 marks. We have to go on writing point wise. Let us go with the first question. Hope students, you are understanding how the answer should be in the answer sheet of CBSE board exam. We will go for the descriptive type of answers from the section B onwards. The question number 21 is we are going to discuss. Why was the Rowlatt Act opposed in India? Explain. First you should know what is Rowlatt Act and you should explain about that. See, the answer is the Rowlatt Act passed in 1919 by the British government was opposed in India for several reasons. What are the reasons why people of India did not accept the Rowlatt Act? First one is it was violation of civil liberties. What is civil liberties? You are aware of that, already you have studied. Those who are going to write the examination for upcoming board examination, you should read in detail when you go through the text about the civil liberties. The citizens of country, need the liberty. Then unjust nature of law. The law should be always justified with the citizens of country. Anger among Indians. Already Indians were not at all happy with the rule of British government and the people were angry. Let us go to the question number 22. What is it necessary to adopt non-conventional sources of energy? Explain. Yes, the question answer is starting here. Adopting non-conventional sources of energy, renewable energy, is necessary for several reasons. Already you are aware about renewable and non-renewable energy. Now, the main points you should elaborate more is environmental benefits. We all have to care about our environment. Second is sustainability. Yes, what are the resources that should be used very intelligently, smartly, and for future generations also we have to save. That is sustainability. Then energy security. See, by relying on local renewable sources, countries can reduce their dependence on foreign fossils, fuel exports, and for example, you can take as the petrol, diesel or coal, what we export from other countries. Let us go to question number 23. See, suggest any two measures to promote secularism as mentioned in the Indian Constitution. You know what is secularism, right? And that only you have to explain in at least 2 to 3 points. Now, which are the important points to be written? Equal treatment of all the religions. As we know, India is a secular country. We respect all the religions of the country. And secular education system. All the people of different castes should have their independent liberty to educate the children in their particular language and region. That is secular education system. Question number 24 is, how did information and communication technology promote the process of globalization? Explain. Students, you are aware about the globalization, right? Yes. Now, let us discuss this. Information and communication technology, ICT, has played a crucial role. You all are using internet, I think. Yes, you can chat with the friends who is very far from you, maybe in other country. Yes. And even you can share the graphs or graphics, maybe pictures, videos, with the people who are staying in America, Europe and all. So let us have improving the communication is the first point. Then e-commerce and business expansion. You know, Amazon is an American-based country, but still we order the products that you know, day-to-day life we are using that. Then access to the information. What is happening all over the world, the information is all our fingertip. That you have to elaborate. Cultural exchange. When we have the ICT, that is information and communication technology, we can exchange the culture of one country to another country. You need to explain in your own words as you know, but these are the important points to be covered. Yes, students, come. We will go for the next section now, that is section C, where we have to elaborate more for more marks. 3 marks answer you are going to write here. So suppose the question is here in front of your eyes, that is how are final goods and services calculated? Explain through an example. So now here how I will get the 3 marks, that is your question, right? So this is the first point where you have to explain this answer, how the final goods and services are calculated. You can read here. Now here you will get 1 marks. Then the second mark will be allotted for the expenditure approach calculates the GDP, gross domestic products, by adding up all the spending on final goods and services. See children, students, here example we are taking of a car company. A car company requires the raw material, the metal, the labor, the electricity, the rent of the things, the bills, all together what are the expenses we are bearing to produce one particular car. That is one example you can give as for the final goods and services are calculated. Understood? Go for the next question. Ideas of national unity in early 19th century. This is history question, children. Europe were closely allied to the ideology of liberalism. What was the ideology, tell me? It was a liberalism, liberty for everyone. The country of Europe was divided into small states, small princely state, while different kings and princes were ruling that area. But now, in this ideology, how this statement is useful? The first point you are going to write is, in the early 19th century, Europe was undergoing a period of great change. What was that change? The Napoleonic Wars had just ended. The rule of Napoleon Bonaparte was stopped then, and the old order was breaking down. This led to the rise in the nationalism. See, you have to write about the nationalism. It is very important. As people began to identify more strongly with their own nation. Now they belong to one particular nation, and that nationalism was growing among the people of Europe. Liberalism was also on the rise at this time because the political ideology that emphasizes individual rights and freedoms. See, everyone has some right and freedom, and that was emphasized in liberalism. The next third point you're going to explain about the ideas of national unity and liberalism were closely allied in the early 19th century. This was because both ideologies, liberalism and nationalism together, emphasized the importance of the individual and the nation. Liberals believed that nations should be based on the consent of the governed and that all citizens should have equal rights. Let us go with the 27th question. Question A is, explain any three factors responsible for water pollution. You all, this is general question, right? You can see by your observation, you can see what are the main reasons responsible for water pollution. I think here 3 marks is like a pocket marks for you. Easily you can write industrial waste, and you can write sewage, and you can write about agriculture runoff, because fertilizers, chemicals are used in agriculture, right? Then oil spills, you see when we export and import the oil from other countries, the spill of the oil will be mixed in the water. It may be fresh water or sea water. Then acid rain. It happens very rare when the pollution is out of control. Students, let us go with the next question, 28th question. Differentiate between federal and unitary form of government with examples. Already you know about the unitary government and federal government, right? Let us divide in proper way that examiner can give you complete 3 marks for the answer. For example, see the definition we have to write what is unitary and what is federal. Then we should go with the example where it is already in the rule. Then the key features, what are the important points to be considered. Then we are going to write about the advantages and disadvantages. See, in federal government, this is the definition, and USA, Canada, Australia are the examples, and the key features you are writing, it is a division of power between central and regional government, written constitution and Supreme Court. And the advantages are, it protects the regional interest, promotes the diversity, prevents the tyranny. And disadvantages are, can be slow and inefficient, can lead to regionalism, can be expensive also. But what happens when we come to the federal unitary government? In the unitary government, the government in which all the powers are vested in a central government. One main government will be running the whole country. There, United Kingdom, France and Japan are some examples. Central government is supreme, may or may not have a written constitution. Whatever is there in the rule of the country, they will be just go on continuing thing in the central government or unitary government. And efficient uniform laws, strong national unity. People will follow with complete faith, and they will be having a strong belief on the system, and can be unresponsive to local needs, can lead to tyranny and can be inefficient. Because suppose it is a unitary government, people can't have direct access to the rulers. That is the difficulty here. I think you have written like this in exam. Let us go with the question number 29. Explain any 3 features of intensive subsistence farming. You are aware about different types of farming, students? Yes. Now let us go. First we will explain the features of this farming. Intensive subsistence farming is a type of agriculture in which farmers produce enough food to feed themselves and their families. This type of farming is common in developing countries where farmers have limited access to land and resources. We can take in many places of India, many states, this kind of farming is in practice. Now, it's a labor intensive, the features are, it is a land intensive, most of the time the farmer will be having its own land, and it is often integrated with livestock farming. They may be doing poultry or sheep farming or any other animal rearing or animal domestication is done. These are the 3 points you have to write for explain the 3 features of intensive subsistence farming. Clear about it? Okay. Yes, students, now we are going for section D, the most important part of the question paper, where you all will get 20 marks in hand. Now, how we'll get the 20 marks? First, I will explain the method how they are giving in question paper. See, we are having 5 questions, 4 questions, each question carries 5 marks. But every time you have the option to choose whether first one, whether second one. Now suppose or option is given where each question you have to elaborate in that way, you are going to write it for 5 marks. Minimum 100 to 120 words you have to write to get complete 5 marks from each and every question. Whichever you are perfect after the content, when you read the question, go for that particular answer only and start writing in such a way that examiner should give you complete 5 marks depending on the important points you have considered. Now, see for example, I am taking question number 30th, A1, the goals of development may also be contradictory. Examine the statement through examples. Let us read the question very carefully. What are the goals of development? Yes, think about it carefully. Then they may be contradictory. Contradictory means there may be some difference in that goals. Now, with example, you have to examine and write. You have to elaborate very clearly. The examiner should be happy to give you complete 5 marks for the given answer. See here, development is a complex process. There is a no one size fits all approach. This is what the first main point you are going to consider to be written in the answer sheet, where 1 mark will be given by the examiner. Seeing that he will look after the things, he or she, that development is a complex process. It's not so easy, rapidly you will get the development in a country or society. It's a complex process. There is no one size fits all approach. Yes, society is contradictory. Different types of people, different types of regions, incomes, production, expenditure. Now, altogether, development is a complex process where no one size fits all approach. The goals of development may be contradictory. What works in one country may not work in another. What is working for Japan? It may not work for India, right? Yes, you have to explain that. Then, for example, some countries may prioritize economic growth. Yes, obviously, most of the countries may go for this, while others may prioritize social development. Yes, some countries are giving focus on social development. There is no right or wrong answer here. The answer will be some examples of how the goals of development can be contradictory. First, economic growth to environmental protection. These are versus VS, you can see, it means the 2 different concepts coming together for the purpose of goal of development, goals of development. Now, social development versus individual liberty. When society is growing, sometimes some people may not be happy. They may say, we want individual liberty. Then, national unity and regional autonomy. See, national unity means all together coming under one country. But in India, for example, if we take, we have different regions and people belonging to different cultures and languages, where it will be like little bit of contradictory. Then we have short-term and long-term goals. Suppose we think about next 1 year, what to be done in the country. That may not be supportive or beneficial if we see in the development of long term. Okay students, let us go with the first question that is we are going to discuss now is how the law enacted in 1956 and other constitutional provisions led to major conflict between two communities in Sri Lanka. For example, see in Sri Lanka in 1956 this act was applied on the government, by the government on the people of Sri Lanka. But what was the major cause? See what happened in 1956, Sri Lankan government enacted the Sinhala only act. What is Sinhala act here? Here the more focus and weightage is given to the Sinhala community people and the language. What was the contradictory and a differentiation between the Tamil people, which is then the minority of the Sri Lanka. Now here people started to do the riots, protest, and is considered to be one of the main causes of Sri Lankan civil war. Whenever the government applies something which is not in the favor of all the people or citizens of the country, automatically after certain events it leads to the Sri Lankan civil war. Not only in Sri Lanka, in many countries the civil war was the cause of this differentiation between majority and minority. Now, other constitutional provisions that have been seen as discriminatory means making the difference between Sinhala and other Tamil community by the Tamil minority people, the 1972 constitution which made Sri Lanka a Buddhist state. People of Sri Lanka maximum were followers of Buddhism. In 1972, they declared it as per the constitution a Buddhist state. Then in 1978, constitution which gave the president sweeping powers. President was having complete power in his hand in 1978. These constitutional provisions led to the situation in which the Tamil minority feels marginalized and discriminated against the Sinhala community and proper Sri Lankan people. You have to elaborate more students because for 5 marks the examiner will go through all the points one by one, then minimum 100 to 150 words or at least 120 words should be there in your answer to get complete marks. Let us go with the next question, that is question number 32B. Explain the various stages of resource planning and its need in India. What are resources, students? Yes, we all use resources. From morning taking bath and brushing our teeth to sleeping on the bed also, we use the resources all over our life. Now, see what are the things to be the stages for the resource planning. If we don't plan properly, we may lose the resources. That is a common sense, general knowledge. See, but you have to write point by point the answer where the examiner will be happy and encouraged to give you more and more marks depending on the points. See, identification of resources. Yes, you have to identify. You have to elaborate more how you are going to identify which are the major resources of our country. Then assessment of resources. Assessment means examining thoroughly. Then development of resources, how we can develop more resources for better utilization in the country. Then monitoring the resources. We have to monitor, right? Resources are available, but how we are using, we have to monitor that. You should explain in detail. What I am giving you is just highlights or main points to be considered. Without that, the examiner will be not able to give you more marks. This should be written at least more and more 100 words, then he can give you 5 marks. See, monitoring of resources, this involves the monitoring. You have to make it understand the examiner what I mean by this point. Then need of the resources planning in India. See, identify, conserve, distribute and save the environment because we get maximum resources from the environment. You should explain in detail. Okay. Now see children, students, please look here. This is 33A where we have double inverted commas which shows you how did easy access to books and develop a new culture of reading during the 18th century analyze. See what is the book culture? because in 18th century printing press has come to the people commonly. They were started using reading the books, and books were available for the general public. See, now first we will take the point as the answer. The 18th century saw a significant increase in the production and availability of books. Yes, then increased literacy rate. People started to learn reading and writing. Reading was an important hobby, an interesting hobby for the people. Then literacy rate became increased. Then spread of new ideas. When people read about each other, more and more books, new ideas may come to the people's mind, and they may analyze, they may do research on that ideas, and more new ideas will be there. Then self-education. People started to purchase the books, borrow the books, go to the library and read more and more books for the more knowledge. You have to elaborate these points to get the maximum marks of 5 marks for this answer. See, I am repeating, students, section D, which carries 4 important questions. Each question carries 5 marks. You have the option to choose whether this or that. In 2 options, or is given. It means whether A1, whether B1. Whichever you are perfect to write, choose that option and go on elaborating the answer, writing the answers in such a way the points are highlighted by you. The examiner may check the point, and at least 2 to 3 lines explanation of the answer should be given. Understood, children? Students? Okay. Yes, come with section D. The following questions that follows. Okay, now we have reached to the section E of your question paper. Now see, students, I am requesting you here, your reading and analyzing quality should be very high. Smartly you should read the content. When you read here only, you get the answers almost. But whatever you have done from the textbook, that also you have to recall to write all the answers properly, where you can get complete 4 marks for each question. Okay? Let us go through the first question here in the section E. The 34th question is read the following source and answer the question that follows. I hope you all are good in reading now. Take your time, at least 2 minutes, to read it very carefully, because now we are going to analyze the answers and questions given for different marks. Suppose here, why was Swaraj considered as an inalienable right of India? Here we are going to write only 2 points answer, which will give you 1 mark. Then which type of government is supported in the source? Again 1 mark. You are writing the source support a democratic form of government. If you write this much also, no problem, they will give you 1 mark. But better to write the pledge states that if any government deprives people of these rights and oppresses them, the people have further right to alter and abolish. That is what the democracy everyone knows. Means people have the right to abolish and reconstruct the government. Then the third point here, clearly you can see the question is explain any 2 effects of British rule in India. 2 effects means 2 marks automatically. See, first effect is economic exploitation. India became poor. Earlier it was called as the golden bird. But people of British government, or the rulers of British government, started to exploit our country economically. You have to explain that. Then political suppression. What is political suppression? See, you can understand by your general knowledge, the British denied Indians the right of self-rule. Earlier it was a princely state. Mughals were rulers, Nawabs, different Rajas and kings were ruling our country in different regions. But these political suppression was started during the time of British government, where the Nawabs, kings and the Rajas became the puppets in the hand of British government. Clear, children? Okay, let us go with the next question. Question number 35. Again, you should read the following source or passage very carefully to analyze the answers and write correct answers for 4 marks. 1 marks also you are losing, it will affect your complete weightage. Please try to understand, students. You have to give your best to analyze the answer and write it down point by point. After reading this passage, we will come to the first question. Explain the meaning of representative democracy. When you read this, you got some knowledge, and recall the things whatever you have done in your whole academic year about the democracy. Now see, representative democracy is a system of government in which citizens elect representatives and to make decisions on their behalf. This is contrast to the direct democracy in which citizens participate in decision making directly. In India, it is not at all possible. Such a big population we have, we cannot go with the direct decision making or direct participation in the democracy. Only we can do indirect. We can elect the representatives. Then 35 question 2 is, how do political parties shape public opinion? See, we all are called as public, but one opinion should be there, no, for all over the country to regularize it, to apply it on the citizens. Then see, then we have political parties play a major role in shaping the public opinion. So now, articulating their views on important issues. What are the important issues to be considered here? That you have to understand and write. If you explain also, it is well and good. Then depending on the time you left for the last part of the question paper, you should write very, very fast, because time will be flying like anything and you have to complete all the questions given in the question paper. See, mobilizing their supporters. Then debating with other parties. That is done. You see in news every day, debating with other parties on any particular issue is happening in India or any other government all over the world. Educating the public about their policies. We have many policies. What we should come to know about the government policies which is enacted and people are following. I think you can write. Now, 35 question number 3. Why are political parties considered a necessary condition for a democracy? We are in democratic country, everyone knows that. Okay, but what are the role and responsibility of the political party? Why they are considered very important? Yes, you should write here. First point, political parties are considered necessary condition for a democracy because provide a mechanism for citizens to choose their representatives. Different political parties give different representatives. You know, this particular person I want to elect, he may be belonging to any political party, Congress, BJP, Janata Dal, secular, any particular Telugu Desam party. First you choose the particular representative who belongs to that particular party. Then help to organize and mobilize the voters. Yes, the voters have to mobilize and organize together for next decision they are taking according to the political parties. Provide a platform for different views to be heard. Yes, different parties have different ideologies, ideas, different requirement. They are discussing on different issues that will be there here, and help to hold the government accountable. Means government is accountable. What decision is taken by the government, it is affecting the whole country. So these are the things the political parties are made and considered important. Now let us go read the following source with the question number 36. We are reading the source and answering the questions. It will take hardly 2 minutes, children, but try to finish it off within 1 minute, and reading should be very fast and very precise reading should be done. One word also carries particular one information which is helpful for your answers. Come on now. Beside Max, you read this properly. Now, question number 36.1 is, which sector includes credit facilities offered by cooperative societies? The answer will be fall under the service sector. This you have to write at least 1 or 2 lines. How you are seen or you are prepared for the examination for this particular topic. Then next point 36.1, this is done. 36.2 is how do self-help groups, SHG, in shortcut we call it as a self-help groups, and access external funding. Yes, they give the funding to the people. How whether it is self-help groups can access external funding through a variety of sources. These help groups may produce some cottage industry kind of materials, they produce some handicraft materials, but how they are getting the raw material, the money, the bills, the rent, everything. They can get the support from the banks, government programs, NGOs. You know, non-government organization is called as NGO. Now, 36, question number 36, third question is, explain the functioning of cooperative societies. You know, Amul is very, very popular all over India. It's a cooperative society. Amul is not only giving the milk, it is giving butter, cheese, ghee, ice creams. There are different types of products coming out of one cooperative society, that is Amul. For example, for your better understanding I am telling, you can use that example if you have sufficient time in exam. Otherwise, these are the points you have to write down minimum. Cooperative societies are organizations that are owned and controlled by their members. There are some members together who are starting these cooperative societies, and they are typically formed to provide services to their members. See, such as crediting, marketing and processing. Cooperative societies are based on the principles of self-help, mutual aid and democracy. Clear about it, students? Yes. Yes. Finally, we have come for the section F. Yes, students, I think you all are tired by writing long and long answers. Now we have the time to do the marking in the map. So you may get map of India outline or map of world, but in 2025 February exam, we got the map of India, and here which are the important points we have to mark on the map. We will go through that. See, question number 37A, where the two places A and B have been marked on the given political outline map of India. Identify them with the help of the following information and write their correct names on the lines drawn near them. See, the first is the place where session of Indian National Congress took place in 1927. You all are aware that National Party, Indian National Congress, what we have, it was a powerful party to fight against British government, and the first session was held in 1927. Which was that place? You have to mark it on the map of India. Second is the place where Mahatma Gandhi led the movement of cotton mill workers. Very important to remember and recall the knowledge of cotton. Cotton considers the important place where we grow cotton is Gujarat. In Gujarat, till today also, Ahmedabad is very popular for cotton production and mills and cotton cloth. Let us go through the outline of the map. See here, the map shows you the first point, what we had the first section of Indian National Congress, that is 1927, it was in Madras. Where is the Madras? You can see it is a port city. It is on the seashore of Bay of Bengal, where we are going to mark it as the event took place in 1927. That place was Madras. Come, next we will go for the next question. It was asked on the Mahatma Gandhi's protest for the cotton mill workers. It was in Ahmedabad. Here you have to mark the second one as the Ahmedabad. This state is the Gujarat. You all are aware of that. Okay. The next question in 37B is, on the same outline map of India, what was given to you, you should locate and label these three following with suitable symbols. So what are the suitable symbols? You know what are the symbols, children? Yes, you might have gone through many maps. So in the map, if it is airport, they give one aeroplane as the symbol. And if it is seaport, they give one ship as the symbol. Then it's a major oil refinery. There is a different symbol for oil refinery that you have to draw or write there. Then a nuclear power plant located in Uttar Pradesh. Let us go in detail through the map. See here, students, you have to make the circle here Amritsar, where international airport is there, and in the exam you should draw a small aeroplane for the symbol to get clear marking by the examiner. He will not reduce any marks if you do correct as per the question asked in the question paper. Yes, after the Amritsar, the international airport, we are going to the second point, that is Kandla port in Gujarat, where we can draw a small ship. It means it is the symbol or sign of the port. Then we come for the third point, that is an oil refinery. We can draw the oil refinery symbol as per the text given to you. You have to recall that knowledge and do it quickly because time is very less for the section F. Then you have the fourth point to be located on the map, that is Narora. Narora is a place in Uttar Pradesh where we have nuclear power plant. What is nuclear power plant? You are aware of that, where we generate the electricity or power using the nuclear activity, nuclear diffusion. So here it is in Uttar Pradesh. When you mark these all points, locate properly on the map, belonging to which particular area or the region and state, you will get complete marks, but it should be neat and clean for the examiner to see and give you the full marks. Yes, students, here we will conclude the complete question paper of SST or Social Science, which was given for 2025 final CBSE board examination. Hope you all have enjoyed this video. Watching this, you got to the idea how many marks you may get in this exam what you wrote, and it will be helpful for the upcoming board exam writers or board exam students for 2026 also. They can refer through this answer keys and they can study for their upcoming academic year. Thank you for watching this. We hope you all are happy to see this. Thank you.